our way out of long, long darkness, and we made it this far, such a long road. So let's go, shining all the way. Oh, we're on our own path now. We can take it anywhere that we wanna go. Woo-hoo. Sweet songs of love. Oh, can you hear it too? And I see you right there smiling back at me too.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. How's everybody doing? My name is Jordan Sparks, and we're back doing some photo editing, like we've been doing for the last little bit, because that seems to be popular for some odd reason. So yeah, doing a whole lot of photos. I did actually 100 and something since the last stream on my own. Just do a lot of different photos, like Gundams and I don't know, Marine and. What else do we got? Oh, we got Toph over there. We had where's one I was looking at? Oh, we had Azula. We had two Rins. And we had Spider-Man and a bunch of other stuff. Oh, hey, hey, Azarada, how's it going? Yeah. Hope you're doing well. Howdy, stranger, indeed. All right. So yeah, just going over some more photos, starting with Guts from Berserk. All right. All right. So let's see what we can do here. It goes. Yeah, it indeed goes. That is a apt description for how things go. Oh, watercolor sketch this weekend. You have to let me see it at some point. I am terrible with watercolors or paint in general. I've always wanted to be good or decent with paint, but yeah, it has never come to me. Maybe I just need to practice, but yeah, it just no matter what I do, paint gets everywhere, no matter how precise I try to be. Since he's guts, let's add a little bit of texture, make him all look gritty. Oh, you sent it to me in Discord? Okay, I'll check it out. I'll check it out in a bit. D Hayes. Okay, we had so this actually reminds me, we had a really good um guts cosplay photo from like last year that was like one of my favorites of the album. I can't get it right now, but like you'll know it when you see it. I stylized it a lot when I in the 2024 album. It is one of my favorites of that album. But I can't show it right now, but you'll know it when you see it. Okay. Okay. Big sword. I figure that people seem to like me doing photo edits on stream, even though I just tried it like once as a one-off. And so I need to get through these photos and might as well use this to try and get through them. Yeah. Okay. All right. So mess with some toning, grading. All right. I'll try to find a nice balance of like light and dark. I kind of want it to be dark because it is Guts and Berserk, and that series is dark as hell. Yeah. The drawing actually flowed like a weird dream involving handing off cash at a card prize because someone couldn't bother to take it with them. Oh, okay, interesting. Hey, Maple Glades, what's up? Photo fam. Dropping an alert. Hope the week is off to a good start. Yeah, it's off to a weird start. I had a very full day. Let's just say that. And so I'm just trying to relax a bit with photos. And I'm trying because I really want to get through my photo backlog, and I have a huge photo backlog of stuff from like the past 2 years. And I'm not saying I'm going to stream all of it, but it's a nice way to pass the time and to stream the process. And I'm trying to. I said over the next, you know, give or take maybe a day or two. I want to see if I can get at least 50 done a day. 50 photos. I did some yesterday, just on my own, without streaming, and I got like about 120 done. So I was just like, okay, let's if I can get through like 50 to 100 a day, it should be no problem to like get through a bunch of these. So yeah, when the monster cards with a thing you sketch. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, I got this. Or thanks a lot. Yeah, so let's see if we can. Okay, so see how we get guts here. Um. Okay. Hmm. I kind of like the second one because his just very slightly his cape is going into the wind. So I kind of like that. Uh, a secret room mirror force for some reason. Cool. Yes, okay. So let's go with the second one because the air starts lifting up his cape just very slightly over here. All right. Let's see. I have no clue what it is. This guy is, but he looks cool, and also he's. Oh yeah, this one. Oh yeah, I remember. I took a picture of him, but he kept moving and he wouldn't sit still. And I have like, no, these ones aren't good. Okay, finally, this one's actually good. All right, so I'm just gonna ignore these little action poses he's doing. All right, yeah, we're gonna go with one of these two. Okay, hope everybody's having a good night and had a good day and start to their week. I had a bit of an eventful day. Um, not truly eventful, but I did have to like run around the city a bunch. So it was eventful in that way because I don't really do that as much anymore. But I do want to get out a little bit more this year. You can only hermit for in your house for so long. All right. Maybe his darks are too dark. Or maybe okay, maybe it's the shadows. Okay, let's see. Oh, actually, I do have something to report. Um, which was like, where was it? There was a photo from the one of the streams where I said there was a character, a person dressed up as something. Here it is. This dude. Okay, so I had been racking my brain for like ever, trying to figure out like what the hell this is because I keep seeing it a lot of places and like as a cosplay or an image, and I have no clue where it's from. And I thought it was like maybe like a Japanese Power Ranger or a Japanese Power Ranger villain or a Kamen Rider villain or something of that sort, and I was completely wrong. It's Honkai Star Rail. 'Cause I found out like yesterday because I saw somebody cosplaying as this dude again on Instagram, and I was just like, okay, I need to actually find out what this thing is. So I looked at the tags or the description, and they said, and it said, I started just following some keywords, and it's like a character named Firefly, and it's a girl, that's dressed up in something called the Sam armor. I have no clue really because I've never played Star Rail or I'm not really into a lot of Hoyoverse stuff, but apparently that's what it is. All this time I thought it was like some sort of Power Rangers villain or something. I still could be wrong. It might be just something completely different, but yeah, that's what I was able to at least try and figure out. Yeah, I think the second one's better. Okay, and there's Cece from Code Geass with her Pizza Hut mascot. Probably darken that a little bit. A lot of black and then a splash of color. So let's see if we can balance that. Theoretically, if I did like 100 or so photos a day, um, I could get this done by next week, which is good because then I can post it and people can tag themselves and be happy like they usually are. Because, like I've said before, you'd be surprised how many people do these elaborate costumes with hours upon hours of sewing and anything. Oh, we have um, yeah, we have a spammer in the chat. Got that done. And hours of just like trying to make these cosplays, and they don't have good photos of them. So I like having these photos of them. Even if they don't see them, it's nice to have other photos and gives me some much needed practice. I'll bump up the red for that over here, and then let's make sure it doesn't oversaturate her face. Just lighten the orange. Made the mistake of trying Blender. So here's the funny thing. Years ago, I would have said, yeah, that was totally a mistake. Now, to be fair, I don't know how Blender works either. But now, based on what I've heard, like Blender's actually all right, and I never thought I'd say that. Blender is getting up there to actually be like half decent, and I know, I was like kind of shocked because I had to do a thing, and and everybody keeps saying try Blender, try Blender. I'm just like, I use Blender only when I absolutely have to because maybe I get like a 3D file, it's from Blender, and I have to export it to something else. And I accidentally found out, I think last year or the year before, that if you whatchamacallit, if you're familiar with, actual 3D modeling software like Maya or something, and you know how that works, you could actually get Blender to adopt most of the control settings for that. So I'm used to using Maya, and I found out you could actually get a lot of Maya functionality in terms of like interface wise and like how like basic navigation works as styled as in if it was in Maya. And I was like, wow, that changes everything, and I don't have to I still have to work with the eccentricities of Blender, but at the same time, just like, huh, that's interesting. And now that because right now I let my Maya subscription lapse, and I'm just like, lately I've been like, you know what, maybe I should, finally take the plunge and learn how Blender works because everybody keeps trying to use it now that it's like apparently half decent. So who knows? I don't know. Honestly, I'm more driven to learn ZBrush this year. You could call it a mistake because you haven't touched a 3D program like that in forever. Okay, fair. Yeah. If you're not familiar with 3D programs, yeah, it can be, all 3D programs can be daunting unless you have like a good teacher. But once you figure out like basic navigation, like the rest of it kind of comes to you decently naturally. Not completely naturally, because some stuff in 3D is still like hard and really weird, but like it's still, yeah. I'm gonna like this first one just because I like when the wind starts catching a lot of these costumes and you start seeing them flap in the wind. I think that's really cool. Oh, no, wrong one. Did not want to flag that one. Um, but yeah, honestly though, like, hey, it's free. I'm not gonna just. There's enough people using it, and it's evolved definitely since like the 10 years ago when I would have definitely called it a mistake. Um, so I mean, like, hey, it's might be like worth learning, and there's plenty of online resources for that. So I mean, hey, I would say try and learn it if you can. It's funny, like I've overseen Blender workshops online, but I've never actually like learned from it. I mean, I have learned from it, but I mean, I never ended up putting it too much into practice because I had Maya and I was too used to Maya. And I still am used to Maya. I love Maya. But Maya is like stupid expensive. So like, well, like I'm debating if I want to spend the time to learn Blender to try and do some like quick 3D work. Um, when I have like a fun idea, because there's nothing worse than like wanting to do like some fun idea, like some fun 3D printing idea, and yeah. Oh hey, Cyronus, thanks for following. Welcome. Oh, you may have to occur a resurgence since Rise of Ether 2 opened up Steam Workshop. Ooh, didn't know that. I'm not really familiar. I haven't really played Rise of Ether. I played like the first one like a long time ago. But yeah. Oh, you gave me a shout out to 6 viewers. Okay, thanks you. Thank you. Thank you, Cyronus. Yeah. Anybody who's new, welcome. Yeah, just I'm just doing some photos editing from what I took at last year at Anime North 2025, as I usually do, but this time we're streaming it. And I'm used to doing streaming of this in silence because I mean I just do it at home and I don't stream it, but this year I I've been trying and want to get to streaming a little bit more. Plus people seem to like it. So, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what this is, but it looks decently cool with her piano scythe. And here's Lelouch with long hair. Lelouch with long hair. It's canon. Code Geass is actually a really interesting show, and that's one of my favorite animes. I really do love it. That said, I watched it as it was airing growing up. And I still love that show to pieces. But what they did was that they gave it like the perfect ending. The perfect satisfying ending, despite all of the bullshit that goes on in that series. And then they kind of ruined it because they two things happened. One, they made a bunch of compilation movies, as Japan tends to do, where they like condense the entire show into like a few, like one or two movies to like send out theatrically, so people can just sort of watch the show in like I don't know, like a 2 hour thing instead of like you know 50 episodes or whatever. And then what they do this a lot of time in Japan with especially like popular series. But here's the problem that I had with that is like despite the fact that they did a really good job ending the show and everything was great and it was really satisfying, they changed a bunch of small details that sort of don't make a lot of the plot make sense anymore. Oh yeah, they did a few of those with Demon Slayer, I heard. And the thing is, like, they changed some details. Most notably, there's a character who I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's a character who dies in the show, And because of that death, it becomes an impetus for it becomes a reason for a bunch of other stuff happening. Um in the compilation movies, she lives and contributes absolutely nothing to the plot. So apparently, but the plot stays the same. So the stuff that was inspired by that person's death, now it's just like, okay, well then why did he do that? And it's just sort of, I guess, comes out of left field. But then they made the compilation, not compilation, they made several sequel series, all of which, and I haven't watched, but I've heard it's very convoluted. And then they made a movie which I did see, which was the Resurrection movie. And that character is still alive, but contributes nothing to the plot. And I'm just like, this character was better off dead. At least it meant something. And so it's weird. I really wish they left that series alone, but now they seem pretty hell bent on like, okay, we're gonna milk this for all they can. So, which I guess I understand, but it's just like, it has been infected by capitalism. But I don't like this. Why do I even have this theme in here? I don't even like it. Let's. It's like a DJ song based on DJ from uh uh Street Fighter 2. Maybe I had a moment where I thought, this isn't bad. I'll put it on the thing. It's okay. It's weird. I'm gonna switch to a new theme. It's from like Overclocked Remix. But yeah, Code Geass, if you haven't watched it, really good. The yeah, this is actually really well done. Um oh, Cyronus, thanks for the raid. Raid, it kills bugs. Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome, raiders. Welcome to my stream. I'm Jordan Sparks, and I'm doing photo editing of cosplay photos I took at conventions. So this is Anime North 2025, and just going through photos and different stories. Hey, Bad for Bagger, thanks for the follow. Yeah, you just finished up a photo. Oh, what was your photo of? I like the first one, definitely. First one is definitely better. Yeah. Oh, oh, you want to see it? Yeah. Photographers Unite. Yeah. Blood Fiend from Chainsaw Man. Ooh, wait. Blood Fiend. Sorry. That is Power. Is it Power? From Chainsaw Man. Speaking of anime, look at this one. This one I had to take a photo of. It's Igris from Solo Leveling, and I thought that was so cool. When I saw it, I was like, it was funny because my girlfriend just got me into a kick of watching Solo Leveling around that time. And we binged it and watched the new episodes every week. And then I saw this, I was like, the entire time at Anime North, I was like, I am surprised I don't see too many Solo Leveling cosplays. And I saw this, I'm like, I gotta take a photo of this. Though I did find a few hidden Genu cosplayers, but the thing is that Genu dresses normal, relatively. So really the only indicator that is Genu is like he has like maybe the daggers. And so like I remember this is one person at Anime North who I said, wait a sec, are you Genu? And he's like, yes. And he's like, you're the first person who recognized me. I'm like, okay. So I mean, like, yeah, there might have been some hidden Genu cosplayers, but there wasn't really a lot of Solo. May you post the link in the chat? You can try, but I know my auto mod's going to get like very antsy. I would say whisper it to me, because my auto mod will like will yell at you. I know for a fact. It's very touchy. So yeah, feel free to whisper it to me and I'll check it out. Okay. But yeah, hope everybody's having a good night. I'm just going through my photos. And I have a lot of photos. We are currently 356 into our day 2 collection of 628. And so that's over halfway, and I still have another 441 for day 3. I also put in okay, cool. All right, cool. I will definitely check it out. Um but yeah, welcome everybody, and thanks for being here and hanging out as I just do my photos. I've been told by many people over the years that they would love to see, like, you know, how I make these photos pop out like I do. And yeah, I figured why not? Why not stream it? Maybe get some red going. Can I like get rid of the yellow a little bit with some temperature? No, I think that's a bit too much. Maybe the tint might work better. I'll keep the yellow. It kind of makes it stand out with the blue. All right. Um, yeah. Hope everybody's having a good night. I really want to get through my photo albums so that I can start posting them online and then have people like enjoy them. Also, I need to get through my Evo photos, which I might do on stream, I might not. Not from the last year, but the year before that. Let me see. One second, let me just check something. Azu, I'm just checking your watercolor that you DM'd me. Yeah, that looks really cool. And then Synronis, you got where'd you post it? Photo sharing? Oh, my mic's a bit quiet? Really? Maybe my I thought my mic was loud. Okay. How is it now? How am I now? Better? Okay. Uh, Oh yeah, I just see it. Yeah, it is Power from Chainsaw Man. Yeah, that's really cool. That's a really nice photo. Yeah, actually it like as far as it like my levels have been saying it's like my levels from before were fine, and then you said like it was too quiet. So I'm not sure, maybe the um maybe the music overpowering it. I just turned the music down a little bit. Uh yeah. 1 second. I'll be right. I just need to just 1 second. Just need to give me like 2 seconds. Need to respond to something. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm back. Yeah. Yeah. Saronis. That photo of Power is really nice. Wish I could show it, but yeah. All right. So, so if I bump up the blue primary, does that change anything? Not really enough. Green, red. Red has a little bit of a show. But let me see the shadows. If I, ooh, actually, yeah, redditing the shadows a little bit actually works really well, I think. And since it is the Igris, and it's a shadow Igris, darken it up around her. So, all right. Um, all right. So, let's see if I can just copy that into the other ones. Okay, let's see which one looks best. This one's light in a way that's actually really nice, but I'm kind of partial to the first one. Light, but I think maybe too light. Hmm. I'm not sure which one I like, the first one or the second one. Third one, no. I think the third one's no. But the first one or the second one, I'm not quite sure which one I like the best. I think I'm gonna just go with the first one, but I'm going to lighten the shadows just a little bit, just so like her legs don't like disappear. All right. Yeah, I think I'll go to the first one. Yeah, Sailor Moon. Yeah. But how's everybody else doing and watching? Seem I have quite an audience tonight. What did everybody else do today? I had to run across the city, run errands, and get my back cracked by a chiropractor. Okay. Um, this mm, this photo's a bit too yellow. Let me see if I can balance it a bit. Tint doesn't really seem to work that well. More temperature. Keep some of the yellow. Okay. Okay. So some noise reduction. Put some vignette. And can I, if I mess with the shadows? Nah, I'm not gonna mess with the shadows. Let's see. How does that look before and after? Yeah, that's actually much. Yeah, that's much better. All right. For those of you who are new, so I do have some websites. You can see my website at the top right of the screen at grindspark.com. I do a lot of different things, including photography. But my photo albums are mostly here. And you'll see that at that link you're gonna see, if you go to like the photo albums of that link, you're gonna see like all the photos I've done of conventions, mostly Anime North, for like the past like over a decade. And that's how I grew. That's how I learned how to do like photography and photo editing and all that other stuff. Just from doing that, just for fun. And this is still for fun. We have the Council of Shy Guys here. I've done professional photography too for cosplay, but mostly it's just this. I just enjoy taking photos and then trying to make them all pop. But yeah, you can check out my my photography there over the years. And you'll probably find my old photos are just very lacking. I was learning. It's a sign of progress. Okay. Nah, I'm not gonna mess with the shadows too much. This one's a very difficult photo because like all the lighting is behind them. Not my best, but still, it's a nice representation of these shy guys. I'm gonna say the last one I think is the best. So let's reject those ones. I believe this is from this might be from Arcane from the League of Legends show. I know like very little about League of Legends. My friends got me to try it back in the day when it was all the rage and everybody was playing LOL with each other. I had no clue what the fuck was going on. I just conceded, yeah, this is not my type of game. I know friends who are just completely obsessed with it though. But despite the fact that I am not really into League of Legends, Arcane was great. Arcane was actually a pretty fun show, though I did feel like it lost a little bit of steam in like the end, near the end of the last season. I think I think one of my main problems with Arcane second season was like they had uh I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but they had like a entire thing about one character who is like now suddenly the villain for some reason. And it's just like until they go into like the point where he has to like be forced to be cartoonishly evil, I'm just kind of like there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with this guy. Like why is everybody so up in arms about him? It's only really one dude who's hung up about him and he's like not even he hasn't even really done anything bad yet. So it was just kind of like the entire time like okay, why are you guys so like opposed? Four, is that the guy's name? Four? Oh no, what's four then? He's Jin. Okay, this guy is Jin. Okay, he has a massive fixation with the number four. Interesting. Isn't there like a JoJo character who hates the number four in like Golden Wind? I didn't finish Golden Wind, so I bet I just heard something like that. Oh, and he's a serial killer. Interesting. The more you know about League of Legends. The only thing I really love about League of Legends, I'm not saying it's a bad thing or anything. I'm just saying like the only thing I like really love about it, there's a I love the character designs of League of Legends. The character designs are amazing. And the funny thing is like there's actually like a um an online art book released by Riot themselves about their character about like all their character designs, and I should actually see if I can find it. It actually is kind of fascinating to look through. Art of League of Legends. Um, I had it. It's on my laptop as like a saved bookmark, but I don't know where it is. I'm like googling it and I don't see it. Um, because they actually just like they actually put all their character designs online in like an online ebook that you could act that an online web ebook, and it is actually quite fascinating. But yeah, I just never was really into League of Legends that much. It's definitely cool, and they have some cool character designs. I will say that. Do 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 do. So he puts on these art displays with victims in groups of four, and the kind of mentally scar people who look at them. Interesting. Sounds like a Daredevil villain. Let me see. Um, yeah, the lights really hitting this one hard from the back and tinting everything. Okay, let's see what we can make happen. Nothing wrong with a little bit of yellow light, but I feel like might be a little bit too much. Can we? Let's lighten up the yellows just a little bit, or darken them. No, no, lighten them. And then I want to make sure their melanin is in there. So let's saturate orange a little bit. All right. Uh, it's a very difficult photo because of all the competing light sources. Uh, put a little bit more noise reduction, and then this one's not too bad, but let's see if we can mess with the abundance of. Mm, really don't want to darken the green primary. That kind of washes it out a little bit. Let me see if I can. No, that's too blue. Dubba dee dubba die. Hmm. Is a little bit too yellow, but you know what? I'm gonna live with it. It looks nice otherwise. Don't really like it being a bit too yellow, but actually maybe I can lighten up on the shadows just a tiny bit to make sure that detail doesn't get lost. Oh, actually, if I narrow down the vibrance and then actually no, then that you know what? I will narrow down the vibrance just a tiny bit, and then see if I can get the magenta of her Hinata showing through it. Oh, it doesn't register as magenta. Not really. So purple? Okay, what is it registering as? Uh okay, so everything's kind of tied into yellow, so you know what? It kind of can't. All right. All right. I was running me with him with the guy, pun intended, where his in-game kit makes him speed around every time he lands a critical hit. So it's a specific build that capitalizes on where it's simply called the fast. You could call him the master of faster. All right. Let me see. This one. Hmm. Yeah. Well, that one's blurry. This one is actually better, but huh. Without the import, she's not. They're not too yellow. But so let me see if I can start. 'Cause I'm pretty sure the yellowing is coming from a bit from my coloration. Lighten the shadows. I want to increase the contrast. Let me see if I can. Yeah, darkening it just slightly actually helps a little bit. Anime North is also available. I'm just gonna say Anime North is also available to get tickets for if you are able to come to Toronto. They just opened tickets the other day. I'm going. I got my ticket. Do you? It's a wonderful show. I would. It's a wonderful uh convention. It's probably my favorite. And if you get a chance to go or to come to Toronto around the time Anime North is happening, highly recommend it. It's a wonderful, wonderful time. Yeah. Actually, can I like? Ooh. Okay. Feel like I'm gonna regret messing with this, but messing with the midtones. I never actually touched this. Wonder if I can like go to the highlights. Ooh, I have a raven here. Woo! All right. Shadows. I'm not gonna mess with this because it feels a bit too dangerous to do so. I can mess with the blending and the balance though. Oh well, I'm gonna have to just call it because I'm spending a bit too much time on it. But I do think I will go with this one and maybe just give the shadows a break a little bit. Nice photo though. It's a bit too yellow, but it's good. Don't want to spend too much on long on on these photos because individually, because one, I'm not getting paid for this, and two, I have like hundreds more to go through. Not every photo can be a masterpiece, but the people in them are all masterpieces. I specifically caught wind of this one because I'm just like, oh wow, she has a big gun. I want to take a photo of it. Honestly, as somebody who loves crafting and does some 3D printing prop making, seeing stuff like this giant gun, I'm just like, how? How do you make giant gun? Please tell me. Okay. Uh hmm. 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 Also, this guy's tail. This guy's tail is really cool too. Yeah, this theme is the theme from Bayonetta 3. Anybody play it? I I I I still call it probably the worst Bayonetta of the trilogy. It is a really weird one. I mean, it's still a fun time, but considering the bar raised by Bayonetta 1 and 2 as being just outrageously amazing, yeah. And the new character you get to play as Viola. God, she's not great. Especially to play as. If I remember correctly, there's like a mechanic. It might be like a parry mechanic that it's sort of like they tried to do what they did with Platinum tried to do what they did with Metal Gear Rising for I think it was parries or something like that, and it just does not work. It does not work at all. And so like all of her like missions are just kind of very not great. Yeah, the second one is definitely better. Uh, I think these characters are might be from Kaiju number 8. I've only read a little bit of it. I believe the one on the left is from definitely from Kaiju number 8. I have no clue about the one on the right. I'm gonna guess they're from the same show because they have the same type of elaborate like prop stuff and armor for their cosplay. Speaking of Kaiju number 8, you should definitely buy the manga. My friend worked on it. He works as a he works on manga, so he worked on the English version. Yeah, it's getting a competing light. It's between like the light in the back and the yellowish lights of the hotel. And they're like both very much competing with each other with blue and yellow. Okay. Okay. Well, maybe I think since they don't really have orange as pop color, let me see if I can just mess with lightening up the orange. Okay. Also, does a wonder of like helping with their face, so that's good. Yeah. Oh, don't want to make them like too pale. All right. So I think this works. Vignettes there. If I change them to the primary, does that change anything? Yeah, no. All right. Let's move on. Let me just see which one's the best. Think definitely the second one here. This one I would like, but her weapon, well, I have to, that one has its own color environment, so I have to deal with that. But also her weapon's kind of out of frame. Otherwise, that would be perfect. I kind of wish this was like Pokemon Snap, where it's just like if you really want to, you can go into like your the photos that you took, and like you could actually like if you were just slightly off with like your centering, whatever, you could actually like go into the world of the photo right into that moment, and then just edit the actual photo. That would be nice to do in real life. All right, One Piece. That is Nami and Brook. I just recently started watching One Piece the show. I believe I'm like on episode like 15 or something. Um, I re- I used to watch One Piece when it was the 4 kids version on Saturday morning cartoons, which is funny looking back at now. Um, but it is how I knew One Piece, and I watched up until basically it got canceled, the dub for it. Um, but I do want to see like, and I have read like bits and pieces of the manga, not consistently over the years, but I now that like One Piece is getting like big, I want to get it. And even when I was at Otakuthon, I wasn't like too into like watching One Piece that much, but there was a panel that me and my girlfriend went to. For we got bored and we left, but there was one thing they said about One Piece that was actually really interesting, which was like, as long and as convoluted as it might be, there's gonna become a day when everybody knows what the One Piece is, and that's gonna change the way that entire series is viewed and read forever. And I was like, yeah, that's true. So 1,000 or so episodes, here we go. And I mean, I like it. I'm not saying it's bad. I did like it when I was a kid. I got a new interest in One Piece because my dad, who usually hates anime, wanted to watch the Netflix version of One Piece, the live action one, and it was not bad. Like, it was honestly pretty good. It goes up to like where I really remember One Piece, the most from the old days. And yeah, it got adapted really well. We really liked it. And um it's interesting how like my dad will refuse to watch the One Piece anime, but he is all excited for One Piece season 2. um so like, it's really cool how One Piece brings people together. It's not a series which, like, when I was a kid I was really interested in, but it's gotten big, and I even went to like a One Piece pop-up shop a few months ago with One Piece, got some One Piece merch. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, let's go like this. These guys look great. Oh, these ones have a different color space because it's new framing. All right. Yeah, when you change the framing or you change the exact circumstances, even if they're standing in the exact same place, you had to change how you're processing it. Okay. They are both rocking those cosplays. It's funny how like Brooke seems overdressed and Nami seems underdressed. It's kind of funny. Okay, let's see which. Oh, bit too much light. Change the lighting a little bit. Okay, so there's two different poses going on here. I feel like the first one was better, even though he's not making really doing the pose are here. So I think that I'm gonna do the first one, and then yeah, I think this last one is better. Okay. All right. T-Rex. Actually, how many have we done so far tonight? Um, so far we have done 44. Okay. So it's at least 50. I've been doing like 100 every time I've touched this lately. All right. This amazing T-Rex. I don't know what the fad is with these things, but I love it. I hope whoever got this popular is making a killing and is, doing really well for themselves right now. That being said, it must be like terribly hot in there. Like this is in May, in like usually the start of some like summer or late spring. I can't remember when summer starts, but like it's not cold or not cool out there, and I imagine being insulated in that is an experience. There's a lot of cosplays I see. I'm just like, how are you not dying in that in the middle of summer? All right. I summon the T-Rex in attack mode. Yeah, let's go with number 2. All right. This is Demon Slayer, and I don't know who this guy on the right is. It might also be Demon Slayer. I actually just started watching Demon Slayer recently. It's a fun show. I actually really liked it, and I so far I'm at episode 12 or 13. Um, they just introduced Muzan, and he's a smooth criminal, and Tanjiro tracked him down, but he got distracted and he got away. Meanwhile, like Muzan's like, yeah, woo, shabong. Because he looks like Michael Jackson. Speaking of Michael Jackson, I'm really looking forward to the Michael Jackson documentary coming out. I'm a huge MJ fan, so I'm gonna be definitely seeing that. And also, somebody made a I saw on social media, which was kind of hilarious and kind of terrifying. Somebody made a horror, like a quick and dirty like horror game with Michael Jackson, where you have to escape from him inside of a house, and it's like a little bit hilarious and a little bit terrifying. And I'd recommend you like Google it and see which one you think it is, and if you think it's both. Like the idea is kind of funny, where just like Michael Jackson's like in a house hunting you down, and he's like yeah, and then just jump scares you. All right. Hmm. Something about this picture's not right. Trying to figure out what. Something doesn't feel right. This photo. Not about the photo itself, just how I'm editing it. Like the photo itself is fine. These people are great. Oh, it's aqua. Sabotage the blue a little bit. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Hmm. I don't know. There's something just about the coloring of this photo that just feels off to me. But it looks good enough. I think the last one definitely got. I think is the best one. All right. There's I my first instinct is to say Aang, but the Avatar nerd in me know I'm pretty sure that's Avatar Yang Shen. Although I do wonder how many times she was probably called Aang that day. Who I think is like only in the Avatar show maybe once. Definitely need to balance the yellow lights. Okay. All right. So, how much do I want to like color her little arrow? Okay, that's enough. Uh, Lighten the orange a little bit, and then do a little bit of saturation. Can probably maybe lower the vibrance just a bit. I don't want to blow it up too much. I want to go like that. All right. Conventions are funny to me a little bit because like people often ask me like what do I do at conventions? Like do you go to the panels? Do you like go shopping? Do you like go to all those parties and whatever? I'm like, no, I mean, I do shop, but I mean, no, I just go take photos. I will that literally entertains me for 3 days straight, and I will not get bored. I love just taking photos of people's work. A little bit jealous I can't, or I just don't make a cosplay. But I realize if like at this point, I don't at this point I'm not sure I could cosplay that much because I would have the problem of like I am so used to taking photos of people, I would not know what to do if people would take photos of me. And it's like I would see a cosplay, I'm like, I want to take a photo of that, and then it's like, no, somebody else wants my photo. I don't know. Um, but yeah, there's a few cosplays where I said if I did cosplay one time, I would love to do them. Um, so there, if I do end up cosplaying one day, I maybe I'll do it, but I maybe want to do like something that I 3D print. And the closest I've come to cosplaying truly has been like and you'll see it on my website. I have like a Millennium puzzle from Yu-Gi-Oh that I made myself. I custom did it. I custom modeled it. I 3D printed it, painted it, whatever. I think the first one is best, to be honest. Actually, no. Yeah, I'll go with this one actually. But I will need to touch it up a tiny bit. Um, who knows? One day maybe I'll cosplay. and see what happens. There was a time where I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to cosplay, and then I never did. Yeah, if I did cosplay, I might take it as a 3D printing challenge and do something 3D printing related. I'll do this one. Okay, Donkey Kong is here. Oh, and there's Megumin from Konosuba, which I still need to watch. I know this show by memes alone, and it looks really funny, and I do want to watch it. Okay. Apparently, this is the magician girl who's obsessed with making things explode or something. Okay. There's somebody from a few anime norths ago who did a really, really impressive looking cosplay of Mickey Man. Not that this isn't impressive. This is also really good. But yeah, this cosplay is also very good. All Megumin cosplayers make people's hearts explode. It's the rule. Hope everybody likes my unhinged soundtrack going on. I mean, what other streamer are you gonna, dude, uh, Mortal Kombat? Maybe if I lighten the orange, like the orange just a tiny bit. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I think the first one's definitely better. The tilt of her head is actually really nice. Gongs seems such a breeze. Gridman. This was very much a surprise to see. Yeah, I love all cosplays. It doesn't matter if it's closet cosplay or whatever. Um, it doesn't really matter how much, as long as people put the effort to put the costume on. I really love it. I am not one of those quality people. All cosplays are quality to me. But one thing I do absolutely adore is seeing people who make their own little armor cosplays. Like, that fascinates me. That's something I would love to do for 3D printing. And there's a lot of like cosplayers I followed that like wear armor as and they like dress up as Gundams or like these complicated like mech suits, and it's always so cool. And this guy has like a really cool custom setup going. Really inventive. The shadows might need to fix some. Slightly. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I like this last one the best. There's Iron Man. Yeah. This is why I like Anime North and conventions in general. People just dress up and have fun, you know? To represent these characters however they like. And there's no wrong way to do it. There's this cosplayer who he makes a bunch of these fun cosplay videos, and he especially advocates for, like, you know, if you like this character, you identify this character, you want to just enjoy this character, put the costume on, especially if, you know, you're a minority and it's just like you don't feel confident because, you know, you're black or whatever. It's just like, put the costume on. I'm just like, yep, put the costume on. Don't care what anybody else thinks. Just enjoy yourself. Maybe up the lighting just a tiny bit. Okay. Okay. Do one more. I would say I'll say the first one. This is Genshin Impact, I believe. Is it Ganyu? I'm not sure. I don't know. Again, I don't know Hoyoverse stuff. Hoyoverse stuff has amazing character designs. I just wish I was more into those games. I never got into Genshin Impact back when Genshin Impact first came out and everybody was talking about it. I just kept seeing the characters everywhere, and I know some of them, like Mona and Ganyu and Yinzin or whatever. Um or Zhongli and whatever. Like, I only know a few of them just by osmosis. I don't actually know how about much about anything that is related to like Hoyoverse games or whatever. I have tried Genshin though. I've tried Genshin twice and I just never grabbed me. It looks pretty though. Okay, let me degreen it just slightly. All right. Outside, so no need to just deal with noise stuff. Maybe up the exposure just slightly. Okay. Mm, you degreen it just slightly because it does seem like a really green. All right. Um. Yeah. Okay. I think that's good. Doesn't really do much if I do that. So you know what? Yeah, let's keep it at that. Okay. Definitely the first one was the best. Though, wish it was like this one. She's looking down, like there's nobody in the background. Would have been perfect. This one would have been perfect, but then this guy. Uh, just for fun. As much as I don't want to do this, I am kind of fun. I just want to try this for fun. Um, can I like? Yeah, whatever. Distraction removal. I want to see how this works. I actually haven't tried this before, but I know it can do it. Uh, so to exclude an area from removal, click on this pin, use the delete key. Interesting. Okay. So I only really care about the guy on the left. Everybody else in the background I don't really care about. But let's try this dude. Can we get rid of him? What does our AI overlords do? Removing distracting people. Um, that's not bad actually. I don't really like using stuff like this, but you know what? Just for this once, though, the art person in me can notice where AI removed this part near the foot. I can see that blatantly. Like it, I can definitely tell from a distance. Not, it's harder to tell for everything else, but I can definitely tell right here. But okay, so we're gonna just go with this one. Yeah, the more you learn when you just do random photos. It's Magneto and magic. Two of my favorite X-Men. And it's funny to me because Magic was a complete unknown for the longest time, but she's been like one of my favorite X-Men for like a very long time because she's just like this unhinged Russian girl who just like is really messed up, but she like does the most unhinged shit. Um, and she has a giant sword and teleports, so she's always been one of those like unknown favorites from the comics. Now everybody's sort of getting to know her because of Marvel Rivals. And then, of course, the GOAT Magneto. I'm really happy to know that the X Men are going to be back in Avengers Doomsday. Now that they got the rights dispute all settled. All right. So red too much. Might be a bit too much if I. Yeah, the regular saturation takes care of it. Might be the purple I might want to saturate just a little bit. Yeah, okay. The red's fine. Yellow. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Um, see if the vignette kind of fixes a few color problems. Yeah, I think so. Really focuses that. Uh, That's good. Ooh, the cape. The cape it goes in the wind. I like that. Yeah, I like that one with the cape in the wind. That one, I think that one's the one. Yeah, that's the one. That's definitely the one. I love when the cape goes. Yeah, there's Naruto. I should actually get into Boruto. Honestly, I think I started reading Boruto a little bit. It just kind of seemed a little bit dull. I was also wondering what was the point of having the series about like a carbon copy of Naruto just in the next generation with Boruto? When I was just like, honestly, when I look at like Naruto's kids, I'm like, I would rather you just made one about Himawari, the sister, because I'm just like she seems like she's more in the younger sister. She seems to be much more interesting than Boruto is. But now, apparently Boruto is all about like aliens and whatever, what because it's like paying off from like when Kaguya just sort of showed up out of nowhere in the end of Naruto, and now it's like her entire family's come to catch hands. I don't know what the actual story is, but apparently it has to do with something with aliens, and everybody gets completely destroyed. And Naruto gets captured, and I think the Nine Tails dies. Oh god, I'm spoiling. I'm not really spoiling. I don't really know what. I'm just hearing what I heard from osmosis. It feels like a lot of interesting stuff is now happening in that series, but I'm just like, maybe I'll get to it one day. No. Yeah, I think I'd like the second one better. There's this JoJo crew. Oh yeah, I think I saw these guys when I was on my way to visit like a friend at one of their booths. Back when I was younger, I was actually thinking of like applying, making a whole bunch of art to sell on like stickers and like posters and whatever, and then selling it at like one of these conventions. And I realized, no, that's a terrible idea because I will be dying because I can't leave my booth, and I would want to take pictures of everybody. So I feel like that is definitely not something for me, even if it could make me money. Okay. Here's some really nice JoJo cosplays. Let me see if I can fix it with some noise canceling, slight bit of sharpening. There we go. That looks really nice. And maybe just up the blue. And the yellow. All right. His shirt's kind of magenta. Can I like make that pop a little bit more? Doesn't really work. The purple does though. Maybe up the purple just slightly, and then yeah, that should be good. Copy that. I like the first one the best. They all seem to be in good focus and they're looking directly at the camera. So I do like the head tilt on this one. But Jolene at the back starts, I guess, slightly out of focus. Yeah. JoJo cosplays are interesting because they JoJo cosplayers are fun because a lot of them really get into poses and some of them really start like doing the anime marks on their face like this and like the nose. See, like I find that actually really cool and really neat. Some of them like do it really, really like over the top, and I'm just like, wow. And you see also some All Might cosplayers get really into their makeup. Oh, this is like the whole. It's not Lego. It's some sort of other Lego-like toy. In the shopping area, they have this every year. It's like a bunch of people who have built some impressive stuff. I don't think it's Lego. I can't remember what it's called. That's a wide shot, so I don't really have to be too meticulous with this one. Let's do tint, and then all right. Wolverine. Okay, how many have we gotten so far? Uh, no, not that one. Yeah, started from here up until here. We got 72. Okay, you know what? Let's go out and let's make it 100. It'll go be, and then I'll probably sign off for the night. All right. Maybe down the contrast a little bit. And the shadows. Removes the black. I can. And find nice balance. This is the theme from Bayonetta 2. So, funny thing about Bayonetta 2, which is not even about Bayonetta 2, is that I played a long time ago. Like, I know there's like Hoyoverse has Honkai Star Rail. They also have Honkai Third Impact, and I remember playing that on my phone for the first time, and I'm just like, this is beat for beat just plagiarism of the first level of Honkai Impact is beat for beat plagiarism of the first level of Bayonetta 2. It is like, honestly, it is so blatant that I'm like, I am surprised that nobody has sued anybody. Like, I would be like, Nintendo, I'm not into you suing people, but like, this is probably one of the things you probably should sue because this is literally carbon copy, beat for beat, animation for animation, blow for blow of your own flow. And like it is literally just the first level Bayonetta 2 with a reskin. To the point of you're still on a jet, still attacking, and still flying like giant limbs all over the place. And I'm just like, yeah, this is plagiarism if I've ever seen some. And apparently, I guess no one really cared. It is very much plagiarism. Look at those claws. Okay. Yeah, I like the first one better. The Gundam. I wonder if I do this as auto, what will it actually do? That's not bad, but it's lacking saturation and a bit of dehazing. Bump up the colors. Want to make the Gundam look nice. Everybody knows I am a gigantic Gundam nerd. So gotta make Grandpa Gundam look good. We call it in the Gundam fandom, we call him the Grandpa Gundam because he's the very first one. Before all the Gundams got out of hand and they started making like insane Gundams and alternate universes and whatnot, he was the original. Apparently, the story is I think that the Gundam was supposed to be like gray to be like very like military coded. Um, Originally, but when they were making the show, like one of their biggest funders was like a toy company. It's like we want toys out of this, and they're like, fine. So they just made it all like a bunch of the mobile suits, extremely colorful, and that's sort of that has kind of tracked ever since. That is how Gundam makes money, and that's how anything makes money. Yeah, they if their funders like, yeah, we want to do this, and you're just like, fine, I guess I gotta. In that sort of environment. Sounds a little bit tilted, so let's. But the funny thing about Gundam is like it's not even the Gundam is not even about the giant robots really, for the most part. Gundam's just about it's literally this war and peace with giant robots just being the means to the end that they have to do to fight. They they wax poetic and talk all about political stuff the entire time, unless you're watching like Build Fighters. Which honestly, everybody here should watch Build Fighters. It is an amazing. Well, let me rephrase that. Everybody should watch the original Build Fighters. Everything, everything else, hit or miss. But like the very first Build Fighters show is supposed to be a toy ad, and somehow becomes like a billion times better than it ever should have been as a story. It is hype, and if you watch it, watch the original Japanese version because there is an English dub of it, but the English dub of it is made in Singapore with people who can barely speak English. It is very bad. Um, and I don't know why they haven't bothered making an actual dub of it. But Build Fighters is basically like, oh, you see all those Gundam toys that everybody builds? Yeah, what if they could fight like Metabot style or Beyblade style? And that's the show. It's a meant to advertise and get you into building Gundams, and it worked on me. I watched it right after graduating. I binged it online because they used to have the entire series for free in subtitles on YouTube by the actual like production company. They don't anymore, but they used to. And I watched that, binged it in like a week and a half. Um and wait, why did I take a picture of these guys? Do I? Oh, now I realize they're Sims. They're Sims. You see the giant the crystals on their back on their tops. That's why I took a picture of them. I realize now. Um, but yeah, Build Fighters is a 10 out of 10 show, and it really shouldn't be. So if you can get your hands on the Japanese version of Gundam Build Fighters, you will understand. Even if you're like you know nothing about Gundam, you will understand the hype behind it. It is just an amazing, like, non-political, feel good, turn off your brain and then just watch and enjoy show. Gundam is a very political franchise, but that is like, if I had to say, entry level to Gundam, you want to get something into Gundam, watch this show, it would be Gundam Build Fighters by a gigantic margin. It is what got me back into Gundam. I when I graduated university, it's had a hold on me ever since. And then, like, the second that I finished watching it online, I immediately went on Amazon and bought like a Wing Gundam kit. It was that good, like, immediately. And I still have that kit, and I still have many kits, some of which I still haven't built yet. But yeah, it's a fun hobby. Way too expensive though. But do watch that show, Gundam Build Fighters. Just don't watch the English version. It makes the English version of Gundam Build Fighters, because like it's done in Singapore really badly. It makes everybody dunks on 4Kids, but it makes 4Kids look like a professional dubbing company like super professional dubbing company by comparison. Okay. So these Sims, actually the second one is better. No, nobody around them. And you can kind of focus on things. The reason why there was like so much going on around them that in the last one, that's why I like didn't even recognize these things. Yeah, I'm gonna just do this one right here. I remember. So this person I thought was I can't remember the character's name from the Hunger Games. And I asked her what she was because I thought it was, but it didn't seem right. And she did tell me what she was, but I can't remember now. Because I was like, this looks like that character from the Hunger Games, but I'm not quite. But she did say it. I do remember her saying that that I was not the first person to ask her if she was the Hunger Games person, which is funny now because apparently in the US, Donald Trump wants to actually have the Hunger Games and has announced them as the Patriot Games. And that's like, you read it and you're just like, hold up. This is literally the plot of the Hunger Games. What the hell are you doing? Hmm. My phone just told me, oh, you're going to have snow. I'm like, great. I'm going out tomorrow. That's not great. Okay, her face looks a bit flushed out. I think I can try and fix her face because her face doesn't look that great. It's like a little bit eh. The facial skin. Yeah, let's just go with the facial skin. Lips, iris, eye. Create mask. Um, yeah. So there we go. Looking a little bit less washed out. Maybe. Yeah. Don't want it to be too bright. Maybe 0.25. Oh yeah, upping the yellow actually does a fair bit. Okay. Yeah, let's go with number one. This is Testament from Guilty Gear, I think. Honestly, I'm not super familiar with Guilty Gear, so I'm not right sure. Okay. Okay. Wait, did I like do noise reduction on the other one? Yeah, I did. Oh, hmm. Starting to lag a little bit on my end. Okay. Come on, computer. I built you to be tougher than this. Stop lagging. Oh, Lightroom is frozen? Okay, no, here we go. Maybe up the exposure just a bit. Or maybe the highlight? No, not the highlights. I want them to be too dark. All right. All right. Let's see. Messing with primary colors. Messing with the red a little bit seems to be good. Have a good effect. All right, cool. All right, I like that. Yeah, the second one I think works better. All right, so we are. Have we got to 100 yet? Probably not. 84. So that's about 16 more. Yeah. And here's a nice little ensemble shot of I think this is the labyrinth. Yeah, it is the labyrinth. So Labyrinth is a really nice store. They used to be in Toronto. They sold comic books, art books, a bunch of nerdy merch. And I used to be like a weekly customer there. They left, and then they left the store to one of their employees, and they made another store called Thunderstruck Books. So Labyrinth, Thunderstruck Books, you should definitely go check them out. I am not a paid person to endorse them, but I love those stores to death, both of them. I especially love Thunderstruck because it's in Toronto. But they are like the primary source of where like 90% of my art book collection comes from. They have a lot of like rare art books. If you're like me and you like seeing like the concept art and production art of like different TV shows and games and movies and stuff like that, um they have it in spades. And there's like no, they're the best art book supplier I have seen by far ever anywhere. So do, if you are watching, uh do try and look for Thunderstruck Books and Labyrinth. They're really good. Like, they have my complete endorsement. I do think like the darkness is a little bit too much. Those hot in December. Last night, do you remember? This is from Xenoblade Chronicles. This is a cover of the song of the boss battle theme from Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is one of my favorite games of all time. Oh, there's Emma Frost. It's funny how I've seen like zero Emma Frost cosplayers until very recently, and they're all like, with the exception of like one, I've seen, they're all the Rivals version, which is cool because she's also another character from the comics that like never really got much spotlight in the like in wider media until recently. Um, she was in one of the, I think it was X-Men Origins Wolverine, and it wasn't really great, and she wasn't exactly accurately portrayed. Um, she's a villain. She's a former villain who became part of the X-Men. Has a very, very basically has a very intimate relationship with Cyclops. And they have a they I know they're not together anymore in the books, but they had a very interesting dynamic, which honestly I kind of miss because Jean Grey is kind of milk toast. But it's really interesting to see through Rivals people actually starting to recognize characters from the comics that I've been like loving for years, like Magic and Emma Frost and a few others. It's nice to have a warm color. Do I dehaze? Lighten the shadows slightly? What's it? Don't want the shadows to be too much. Alright, this is good enough. And I need to vignette it and noise reduction it. There's only like one regular Emma Frost cosplayer that I've seen, and it was like at Toronto Game Expo a few months ago, and I was like actually kind of surprised, like, oh wow, it's like an Emma Frost, but not like the Rivals version. Oh, two Xenoblade Chronicles X songs in a row. Interesting. This is on random. Yeah, Colonel Sanders. And look at his price point. It's a very nice price point. Let's see if how Auto does this. Actually, that's not bad. Auto was pretty good with it this time. Don't worry about the future, it's alright. Though I worry about the future all the time these days. I'm not going to talk about current events, but my god, what the hell? Especially the Norwegian text that just went public recently. Like, what the fuck was that? I don't understand what the fuck was going. Not to talk political stuff right now, even though I don't care about. I welcome political talk. Um, my big problem is this is not even a political thing. It's just that it feels like, and I said this I think last stream, which is like 2025 felt like 10 years. I feel like we are not even halfway through. We are 20 days into now, as of 13 minutes ago, 2026, and it feels like a year has already passed. Like if you pay attention to current events, you're just like, how the hell are we in? Did so much happen in 20 days, and why are we in the dumbest timeline imaginable? That is my big question. This might be a bit too light. Can I like under? Yeah, there we go. She's a bit darkened because of that, but we can probably let's see if we can work with that. Thanks to the magic of raw format. Add a little bit of texture just to try and get that. Oh, oh, okay. There was a bit of freezing there. Rainbow glory inside, light in my dreams, and I hope we're alright. It's all the same from another world. We don't belong here anymore. Speaking of another world, something that's really fun that was really funny to me is there was a news story that broke out. I thought it would be like a tabloid news stories or whatever, but even like refutable sources like Yahoo were reporting it, and it was just like, oh, the Bank of England is like, oh, prepare for the stock market to get rocked. There's speculations that the U.S. will confirm the existence of aliens. I'm just like, Jesus, like we're at the point where we need that to distract ourselves from the Epstein files. Great. That's you gotta wonder what's in them. It's like, wow, they're so desperate. It's like, look over there, aliens. Yeah, the first one's definitely better. And it's nice to see sometimes when you have a really badly done photo and you're able to salvage it somehow. This one's not perfect, I think, and you can definitely see it's overblown still at the bottom, but still, like, this is not bad before and after. And there's my girlfriend Case. She's looking at Hello Kitties and Sanrio and stuff like that. Never could get into Funko Pops that much. I have a few, and they're of characters I actually like, and like I think all but one have been bought as gifts for me. And I'm not saying I don't enjoy those gifts. I think they're very thoughtful, and I enjoy them. I really like them, but I never really got the appeal of people who just obsessively collect Funkos. But hey, to each their own. Yeah, she got me a few Funkos of characters I really liked. And I have one Assassin's Creed Funko from a friend. He gave it to me for Christmas like years ago, back when they first started coming out. And I remember being like, No, don't get me wrong. I still appreciated it, and I still have it, and I still enjoy. Uh, I still treasure it. But at the time, I was just kind of like, I had never really heard of Funkos. They were new-ish, and I was like, "What the?" I was like, "Thank you," and but internally, I was like, "The hell is this?" I had never seen anything like this before. The White Walker. Let me see if I can copy the profile from here. Yeah, that's not bad. Though could use a little bit of vignetting. So could the other one if they doesn't have that. And they'll have noise. They do not have noise canceling. So let's try and fix that. The indoor ones have to have noise canceling on or noise reduction on them because of the ISO. So actually, though, the ISO for these ones are actually not too bad. So maybe I can like even ease up on that just slightly. The White Walker and the Night King. Funkos have this really dead-eyed stare that creeps me out. Especially if you have like a whole wall of them at some stores. I'm just like, ugh. The White Walker and the Night King. Oh yeah, this one. This one was really neat. It was the transponder snail or whatever from One Piece. That one was really cool. I really do wish I got into One Piece earlier than I have, because I wouldn't have like the spoilers that I do know, like all of Luffy and his gears, and be able to fight it out with everybody in real time while reading it. But I don't really know too much about One Piece. I got really interested in the manga, reading the manga for a while. At one point, I think during the arc with Doflamingo, but it went too long, and then it's just like One Piece has this one thing that always turns me off, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but one thing that kind of bothers me is like they get into a new arc, and then they introduce like 20 different characters who are exclusively there for that arc, and I feel like that gives it a huge cast. Then I just a lot of these arcs go on for so long. I'm like, who the hell are these people? By the end of it, it's done, and I can't remember. And some of the characters end up looking a little samey after a while. So I noticed like in Dressrosa there was like a lot of characters that and then sometimes it's even hard to know who's talking a lot of the time because like everybody's kind of freaking out at all times. Uh, like this one because he's talking to it. Um, yeah. Oh, there's Sakamoto. How much until we get to 100? Uh, oh, we're at 99. All right, so let's do this one, and then we're gonna call it quits for the night. Sakamoto, you're our last one of the day. I started watching Sakamoto Days. I lost track of it, but I mean, I enjoyed it. It's about an assassin who just like finds love and then quits his job with the mob to like just become like a grocery store owner with his family. And eventually they're like, "Oh yeah, we found Sakamoto. He's like shacked up in his old grocery store. Let's go kill him." And he's still and but he still is an assassin. He's like fat and overweight, but he's still an assassin. He's still like extremely powerful. But like he promised his wife that he would never kill anybody ever again. So he's basically stuck on non-lethal mode while everybody's trying to kill him. And he has like an assistant. He has like a few assistants, and he's who are also like former assassins. And he's like, "You are part of this family now. Don't you dare kill anybody, or my wife will kill me." It's a very interesting premise. But the funny thing is, like, when I first heard of it, I was kind of like a bit taken aback because when I hear Sakamoto, I think of this other anime from years ago called "Don't You Know I'm Sakamoto," and it's like the most weirdest anime of like the most perfect dude who is like everybody's trying to screw him over in school, but he just like effortlessly just dodges everything through like the stupidest ways. I really love that show. It's hilarious. Yeah, if you do get a chance, do watch "Don't You Know I'm Sakamoto." It is funny as hell. Mm. Okay, I like him doing this because this is actually a pose from the show when he's like, when Sakamoto's like, "Okay, time to do stuff," and he's just cracking his shoulder, and then he just completely bodies everybody. Yeah, this Sakamoto Days show, it's also a comedy. It's like an action comedy. All right. Did I vignette this? Yeah, I did. All right, cool. And oh, here's a bunch of space Space Jam stuff because I had to. I had no choice. I had to take a photo of the Space Jam. It's your chance to dance the Space Jam, all right. I'm gonna lower the exposure on these. Space Jam original and Space Jam A New Legacy and Looney Tunes. God, I mean I've already said it many times, but I cannot explain how disappointed I was with Space Jam 2. We will not talk about that right now. All right. Oh, there's Midna. And then I don't know what this one is, but her costume was really cool. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do Midna, and then I'm gonna end for the night, and I'll start doing the rest another day. I'm probably not gonna stream tomorrow. I might stream Wednesday. Depends on how I feel and the time I got. I want to get through this. I want to get through these photos so I can finally lay them to rest because I wanted to do that for like the past year and release them. Then I can move on to like other things like Otakuthon or Evo. Welcome to the jam. Come on and slam if you want to jam. Okay, let's bump up the orange for her hair. So let's bump up the yellow. Oh wait, no. I'm not gonna be able to do this here, but there was like one time I had like the one Linda photo from years ago where I was able to like really mess with the colors and it looked really flamey. Even more so it does like right here for her hair. I was really impressed with that. Her costume's really good. I could never do the full body paint. I know my skin would break out on the, especially on the face. Yeah, fellas, yeah. Already stop. Imagine if I was able to, if I cared enough and I was able to get like the those little particles that show up in the Twilight Realm in Twilight Princess in the background. It's like, oh, we're in the Twilight Realm. Ah. All right. Okay. Yeah, I think the first one is definitely better. All right. So in that case, well, actually, I didn't pick between these two. Uh, I'm gonna go with the second one just because it fourth focuses on the space jammy, face jammy whammy. Okay. So let's see what we got. So tonight we were able to get through 107 photos, which I think is good. So I think I'm gonna call it for the night. It is 12:30 now, and at night, at past midnight, and yeah, we in about 2.5 hours we got 107 done, and I probably could have gotten more if I wasn't so anal about a few of them. But in all right, I think that's good. All right, so thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for all the raids from Maple Glades and Synronis, and thanks for the new followers. Really excited that you all are here, and new fans and old, and able to watch me just do some cosplay photography stuff. It is one of my big passions, and I really love doing it and giving the best out of everybody's cosplay. We got so much here and so much really inventive stuff that people just come up with. I don't know how, and spend hours and making, and I admire all of it no matter what it is. It always looks great. No matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's like casual cosplay, it's just like The Sims, like it all looks great. All cosplay is wonderful. And I really love seeing all of it, no matter who they are, what character they are, even if I don't recognize who the hell they are, like character they're trying to be. Like I really, really adore seeing these people with all of their amazing skills and cosplays, and then honoring it as much as I can by making the making it pop as much as I humanly can. So yeah. Actually, wait, this one, yeah, there was something else that I want to do. This is was one just if I cared more and I had time, I would like try and get that flame effect that the shadows have in solo leveling. That would be really cool. But yeah, Oh, wait, I didn't choose between these ones. Hmm. Did I mess with the shadows on this one? I didn't. Okay, it kind of looked like I did. I think I like the third one the best. There's a nice little slight contrast with a slightly darker background. Um, yeah. So, all right. All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for the new followers. Thanks to the people who rated. Really appreciate it, and I'm glad that people are really enjoying the photo editing stuff. I didn't actually expect as many people would be following and you know really enjoy watching me do this, or maybe you don't and you're just showing up. Either way, I really appreciate everybody coming to support and checking out the cosplay photos. We have how many more to go for this day? um we have only 183. Wonder if the next time I do this I could possibly get like the rest of day 2, and then we have day 3, which is 441. I probably might, we'll see. I think towards the end is just like some events and stuff that we were at or things from around. So maybe at the end I'll just sort of do those myself on my own time. Um we'll see. Anyway, we got this person next. We got Miku next. We got a few other stuff next. So so yeah, if you enjoy this, I'm definitely want to get through this soon so that I can put this entire album to bed, and I can just move on to some more photography stuff. And it seems that a lot of people like seeing me do photography and seeing the photos and stories I have to share. So I don't know. I am going to do game streams too, but I like doing this. It's really relaxing to me. All right. Anyway, thanks everybody. Take care. Have a nice night and stay safe. See you later. Bye.
We made our way out of long, long darkness, and we made it this far, such a long road. So let's go, shining all the way. Oh, we're on our own path now. We can take it anywhere that we wanna go. Sweet songs of love.